Alrighty, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the MeanDAO AMA stage. You're talking to the core team. We're going to go over an update, a brief, and an open AMA for all of our community members that want to ask us anything. So this is your opportunity. We try to do this once a week. We've been pretty consistent lately, although we might be making a couple of adjustments and changes moving forward on the format of this thing. So stay tuned. We're going to be making some announcements about adjustments and answering some of your questions here. I am joined in the panel here by Pavel-san. Say hello.
Hey, hello everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Mo, who runs our marketing.
Good morning, everyone.
Tariq, who runs the community.
Good day, everyone.
Mylene, who runs all project management.
Good morning, everybody.
And Adele, who runs our engineering and infrastructure and IT and security and everything else.
Hi, everybody.
All right. So for those of you who are new, we have a channel called Live Questions. It is just 2 channels above the AMA stage where you can come and ask any questions that you have in here. We already have some really interesting ones. So we're going to start off first with the update, and then we will jump and answer some of your questions. First, I want to say a couple of things about the community. We have experienced quite the growth and the ups and downs in the last couple of months. To put things into perspective, we launched the project on September 17th. That is, let's see, October, November, December, January, February. So about 6 months ago, we launched a project. We closed our seed round in October, about a month later. We then did the IDO. We launched the Mean governance token in December. All along, we have been building, growing the community, growing the project, growing the traffic, growing everything. We have been building relentlessly almost every single month since we launched. We have had some major event happen. In January, we launched 2 new products, and now we are but that was in March. So Multisig was in March. I'm
Staking was in March as well.
Yeah.
that's well. Yeah. Staking and Multisig were both in March. I think that the month that I'm skipping right now is February, maybe because it was a short month. I don't have anything right now that comes to mind. But almost every single month we have had some huge announcements. But the critical thing that I would like to point out is that prior to the December, there was like a peak moment here in December, specifically on the 24th of December. That was when we did the IDO, where all the months and the time prior to that was a huge community building event. We were bringing people from all over the world, learning about the project. We were something novel, something new, something fresh, something that people could cling on to, something that people could bet and dream about, because everything was unknown. And then there is like a post IDO era where, okay, like now that we have launched the token, now that we have launched the project, now that we have the first innovators coming and joining us and dreaming with us and supporting our mission, now it's the time of delivery, right? So like a lot of the focus has been trying to create a self-sustainable community, a self-sustainable DAO on the community side, and a self-sustainable product and project team. We have grown a lot. We have been hiring a lot. We're 21 last week, 20 this week. So we're like we have quadrupled the size of the team in the last 3 months. Um, and part of this growth that we have been experiencing on the team side have somewhat affected a little bit how much presence we have had in the community side, because all the focus and all the concentration was, or has been very put on the product, and that needs to continue to happen. That we have some people that are dedicated to building product, and some other people that are dedicated to growing the community, to maintain the community. Barely, I think that we have skipped maybe like 2 Friday meetings, 2 AMAs, all throughout this time. Every single Friday, we come here, we bring the core team, we have updates from all of the leadership, and we share with the rest of the community what has been going on, what the team has been building. So, like, for context, public companies that are listed in the New York Stock Exchange, or in the London Exchange, or in any exchange, in the Hong Kong Exchange, do this once every 3 months. We've been doing this once every week. Okay, so that's just like to put things into relative context. Now, this comes at a cost. All right, this comes at a very stressful kind of thing, because it a lot of people want to know all the time everything that's happening, down to the minute. And yes, we are an open community, and yes, we are building it out, and yes, we want to make the community a big part of everything we're building, but it cannot be at the cost of the things that we're actually building, right? So community is at the center of everything, and so is product. And the minute that one thing is affecting the other one, like, we need to readjust a little bit the things that we're doing. And some of that is what is going to happen in this conversation. And I can actually see already some of the questions that are coming through, that are very related to that, especially this one here of IP Techie Canvas. All right. So before we kind of get into that, maybe not to lose the the what not to lose the way that we have been doing things on our updates. Why don't we go through around the table and share with you some of the things that we have been doing over the past week or so, and what we have plans for in the next week. And I'm going to start always with Pavel-san, because he is the one that tells all about product, and all the amazing things that we've been cooking. Pavel-san, why don't you take it away?
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. And again, happy Friday to everybody. So I'll quickly cover the support. And other than to say everything is working well on that front, there's not a ton to add. I did get an update from my team, and it seems we've had a few sort of mystery testers, if you want to call them that, or kind of like the mystery shopper, just to check things out, because it was so quiet that we were wondering at a certain point if things were if things were working. But everything is going, I would say, pretty good there, guys, and everybody who's helping on the support, thank you for that. Let's keep it up, and the vast majority of the issues that come in are able to be solved by you guys, which is great. And a lot of them, or if not, again, the vast majority of them are users needing help, right? So, and that's fantastic, because that's what we want to provide is the helpful support, and make it a welcoming product for everyone to use, and give them a hand when they need it. On the product side, so staking was launched pretty much last week, and so far, when I looked this morning, we're at 547,500 mean staked. So we broke the 500,000 mark. I believe it was sometime between last night and today, which is kind of cool. It sort of jumped up fairly quickly, and
Very nice.
yeah, I was excited to see that.
Actually, I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
I'm learning about it in the AMA.
There we go. Well, we got to give something. So that was, but it put that in context. I mean, there's a lot of room for it to grow, right? But so far, I would say everything's been working really well with that. There's not a ton to add other than it's a great return and a great way to invest in MeanFi if you believe in the vision that we're creating. From a sprint standpoint, we delivered on the things that we said we were going to, and that was primarily focused around the speed element. Unfortunately, I think we even talked about this last week, but Solana has been experiencing some hiccups, so perhaps it's a little bit hard to measure, but we did implement the double speed last week that we talked about, at least that 2x speed improvement, and the queuing for the key areas that most people are using in our app was implemented this week. And so what that is essentially the user doesn't have to wait for as long as they used to have to wait for them to continue using our app. So we implemented that, which is making a big difference. And I think it will probably be seen a little bit more clearly once some of these slowdowns are gone. But I was really happy about that. We were able to sort of get that completed as part of the goal we set for ourselves. And so thanks to everybody who helped out with that, guys, on the dev front. Really appreciate the focus there. And I guess only other kind of small stuff to add is, the languages were updated: French, Turkish, Persian language. So again, just a shout out to you guys for it's sort of an ongoing thing, but it makes us better. And I know I've mentioned it before, but I just don't want to leave that out. Is grateful for you, everybody helping out with that to continue to expand our reach through different languages. So
that is awesome, and even more awesome is I'm ecstatic. This is great. 500,000. Like we're at 547. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
This is freaking awesome. On the route to 1 million. Let's fucking go.
I know.
Yay!
I'm looking forward to that one too. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. That's a great piece of news. And I cannot even wait until we have some of the login stuff going as well. Can you share a little bit with us and with the community, like where's that at on the plan, and where we're planning to launch that?
For sure, and I think Adel can probably because he's kind of helping with that, but on the dev side. But essentially, that was started like pretty much right after we completed the staking front. There's the connected piece, which I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week, surrounded around the governance. It sort of kind of goes hand in hand, so it does involve a little bit more care. It's not something that we can just kind of pop out in one day, I guess. But it is on the top of the list of things to do. I can't give a specific ETA at the moment, but it is it's a priority for ours. And again, I guess from a community standpoint, what that's going to give is additional rewards and also additional mean power on the government's side. For voting. So it's sort of a double sort of win-win for those people that are part of investing and part of the community as well.
All right, awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that as well.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Anything in particular that it is kind of like front and center right now for us? When it comes to product that we're kind of like either doubling down on, like what does the short to midterm outlook looks for you on the product side?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for asking that question. I apologize for leaving that off, guys. So a key focus for ourselves as a for the product that we're offering is centered around security and self-custody, right? So the most visible part of that in the app right now is surrounded around the multi-sig. So we're doing a fairly deep dive into that over the next certainly 2 weeks and probably a little bit beyond that. So I would say that's one key area, and certainly kind of in concert with that is the payroll side. There's quite a few other sort of things on the peripheral, but I would say that if I were to give you one answer at the moment, I would say that the multi-sig focus is front and center for me right now, and for the product team. And yeah,
Great.
I think that's it.
Awesome auger. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I guess I'm showing my age here. There used to be like this commercial, very old commercial, and it was like this dude, basically selling. It was like a infomercial, and it was this dude basically selling like wipes, and or and the wipes, like everything was awesome, and then they have like this other one, the awesome auger, and the awesome auger was like basically this like uh, um, uh, um, blender that will blend fucking like iron if you put it inside. Like everything was awesome. Awesome auger. It's so I don't know, like silly thing that kind of came into my mind. Awesome
Cool.
auger,
Awesome.
Palo-san.
Awesome.
We're
Thank you.
eating glass and blending iron in here. That's great.
Cheers.
Adele, I'm gonna bring it through to you here since things are a little bit closer there on the product and engineering side. Anything that you want to add here to Pavel-san and to the product, the
Ju-
security, to the infrastructure stuff
yeah.
that we're working on.
Just to expand a little bit what Pavel just mentioned about the security and the multi-sigs. What we are gonna focus on the next 2 weeks is kind of making that multi-sig we have more flexible and more extensible. So what we are not any longer the only ones putting some extending the functionality of those. It would be very easy for any other third party to integrate with us and expand our ecosystem way further from what we have right now. Just to know that.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. So one thing that more importantly that also or as important as the what is it that we're doing, the question that we need to ask ourselves is like why, and that is the self-custody solutions that are available right now in Solana are subpar compared to all of the EVM's systems, right? And I think there's a big void, there's a big huge like ginormous gap in the Solana ecosystem when it comes to actual institutional grade security, enterprise grade security when it comes to self custody of assets. We are one of like I think two multi-sig solutions that are out there. The other multi-sigs are either very dedicated to DAO only projects or DAO specific tooling and tool sets. And they're not just like not everything is a DAO, not everyone is a DAO, not everybody can go and open up an account on Tribeca Realms or not, and not everybody's a developer that can start putting instructions into the Serum multisig to actually do those kinds of things. So I think there's a big opportunity for us to help in the Solana ecosystem overall to bring it up to at least or at least the first step of this will be to bring it up to par quality wise and breadth wise and feature wise and security wise to those solutions that are available on Ethereum on just the EVM side of things in general, or even the Bitcoin side of things, right? So I think that's kind of like the first milestone there, and then moving on from there, we have some like really exciting plans, but that's all we can go and say at this point. Let's see, Mylene, how are we doing project-wise? Anything that we're doing different? Anything that we're planning differently moving forward here?
Well, actually, we passed sprint that we closed this week. We're setting a new one, a lot of many things coming up that I think we're gonna announce like next week. But on the past one, several bugs that have been fixed. issues that people had with some of like connecting and disconnecting wallets on their phones. That's something that will be clear out. It's cleared out already in dev. We just need to push it to prod. With regards to what Pablo Sam was mentioning of the queuing system, the way that the users are going to notice that is in the app, or one of the ways will be through the app notification and through the way they use the app. So this is something that's going to take what's going to be done over the course of a few weeks, because we are doing that in every single part of the app. For now, you will see the presence of these updates in on the money streamings, for example. So if you go to the transfers, either OTPs or recurrent transfers, where you will see this actually working. And of course, we're improving that a lot more, just to make it easier for the users to immediately go and create multiple transactions at a moment, right? They just finish one stream and then go and create another one right away. I know it's a lot of like UI changes, especially on the forms that the user interacts with to either approve a transaction or execute a transaction, or cancel one, for example. We are making a lot of like visual changes there with like warning messages that are more clear to the user, to make sure that they know what is it that they're doing and what is it that they're gonna do next. Also, with regards to approving and executing, we're having some issues sometimes with the cache, where you were executing a message and it was reflecting a previous message instead of the current one. So that has been cleared out already, and it's beautifully working in production. And on the security side, we're working on the feedbacks that we got from the MSP audit. So as you guys know, the audit has been completed for the DCA and the HLA. So we are now working on the MSP. And some of the feedback that we got we're trying to clear those out as quick as possible.
All
I
right.
think that's
Cool.
kind of like all I got. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Mylene. Mo, what's going on?
Well, I feel like everyone got the limelight. It's like coming in after Chris Rock and like best of the best. So I'm like, what could I actually say now that I can get some more momentum going? But thank you, Pavel. That's like a great recap
Cheers.
of the progress, and Idel and Mylene. So we've been working on the background, doing what we do to position MeanFi and MeanDAO in the right places, getting the message out. We've increased our activity on Twitter. It has been seeing a good constant growth of at now, when I look at it, it's about 86% more tweets. Also, tweet impressions have gone up. Similar results with LinkedIn. We've also now put into practice of at least one blog post per medium per week. Linktree, which we consolidated all our links together, has seen a good growth of almost 85% click-through rates, which is not bad. It can be better, but that's what we're working on, is always to optimize our engagement and the number of users coming in. On the background, we're also talking to different exchanges, partners, potential collaborations, and looking to start possibly weekly Twitter Spaces on the weekend.
Right on.
So that's something new.
Right on. Yeah, that's. I'm excited about that, actually. Yeah. So what are we going to be doing on that Twitter Space on the weekend?
So the idea behind it is going to be open format, banter, Joe Rogan mixed with our own unique personalities, where we will be talking about everything MeanFi, MeanDAO, supporting anyone that would like to know how to DAO, how to get into DeFi, where does MeanFi or MeanDAO products fit in for them, whether they're institutional, whether they're retail, if they're new to crypto space, how to be safe. The conversations are not specific to one topic. We want to keep it organic. We want to keep it in a way that we genuinely want to onboard the next 1 billion users. And the way that we're going to do this is by truly creating an open door policy and ways that we can actually reach out to users where they are
All right.
at their
Awesome.
convenience.
Yep. Yep. I think that that's phenomenal. And we're going to be exploring also like some additional mediums in addition to that. And I think that this kind of like is a good segue into like wrapping this up with Tariq and the community, and then I want to address a couple of things that I think we have pending here. Tariq, why don't you give us a quick rundown of what happened in the community in the last week or so, and yeah, where are things at community wise?
Okay. I'll be putting together how the budget has been going. So I'm really sorry about the budget not the event not have kicked off for the month. So we are making plans to have the grant committee get those budgets up and running soon. So I'm going to also be talking about some of the reach outs we have been doing. So we reached out to some couple of projects just like Project Galaxy. So one of our goal with Project Galaxy is to hold educational campaigns and then how learn to use MeanFi features such as the multi-sig and money streaming. So we plan to run at least 2 multi-sig and money streaming training campaigns with the Project Galaxy, and they'll be helping us with some other campaigns, educational campaigns, loyalty campaigns. So also we had a reach out from Rubik. We are planning all these are under the pipeline. So we are planning with Rubik to hold some events, some trading events with 15 protocols. So we are still planning on that, and it's going to when everything is full, we can start making plans on the on how many projects are coming on board, and yeah. So also the I'm going to be talking about the also the emissions of the last month event is going to be going off possibly before one is the next week. Everybody who participated in one event or the other is going to be getting um mean payment. Also we also have the treasure hunt still up and running. So you can also guess the new MeanFi feature which is going to be coming up next. So that campaign is on Twitter, and you can also follow the guidelines to get selected. So yeah, this is just a recap on what is going on in the community. We are
Awesome.
trying to get those projects completed, and yeah, an event kicking off by hopefully by next week. Yeah.
All right. Good. Thank you very much, Tariq. All right. Let me address a couple of things before jumping into the live questions that we have there. And I think in particular, this is kind of like coming full circle on the initial speech that I was given at the beginning of the call today. That just there's this we have to be aware that we have to divide and conquer. Not a single person can run a project and its community and the product and engineering and marketing. That's why we have a team of people working together and dividing the different tasks and the different things that are necessary to do in order to all progress and make progress all across the different areas that we need to, right? Having an expectation that someone from engineering is going to be engaged on a daily basis with the community and community management and answering questions on Discord and things like that is not only not going to ever be required by anybody that doesn't want to do it, but it is a bad expectation to have. And I know that this is something that a lot of the ambassadors, moderators, a lot of people from the community are pushing for and are asking. And you guys need to understand that, like, we have different roles. Different people have different roles, and that is an expectation that I think you'll be a lot healthier if you just remove from from your just moral compass of like why is Adele not here answering questions in the community all day? Guess what? Because he's working. Why is Mylene not here answering questions all day long? Because she's working. Why is Michelle here not answering questions every day? Because he's working. right? So like we have to, and I'm like we are all part of the community, and the same way that that a Dell doesn't expect, I don't know, I'm gonna pick on someone here, Lycan to be running a particular security check on one of our smart contracts, and that is never an expectation that is on a Dell's head. Lycan, it shouldn't be your expectation that a Dell is showing up here trying to answer questions about product or about engineering or about security every other day on Discord. So I just wanted to kind of like put that clear, and 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 don't get that confused with we do not care about the community. We do, and to show that we do, we're working tirelessly day and night, more so than any person that works on a regular work schedule. We work on a 24/7 work schedule here. And we do it because we believe in the project, we believe in our mission, we believe in our the vision that we have set forth. We believe that we have the capacity to deliver on it. We are delivering on it, and the collective effort on each individual specialty is what will make it successful. Not everybody being in one thing or everybody being in another thing. So that's the first point that I wanted to point out. The second thing that I wanted to point out, and I'm pointing these things out because these are things that have been raised by community members before, and you get to have face to face with all of us on a weekly basis. Some of us are more active in the community than others, and that's fine. We have different personalities, we have different jobs, we have different interests, we have different stuff. In the audience right now, we have 66 people, and I can see Yamel is here. I can see who else here? Tanya is here. All of these are members of the core team. ThinkCore is here. So all of these are members of the core team, and some of them interact more with the community than others because of the nature of their work, and some of them interact less with the community than others, and that is okay. Anybody from the community has access to everybody in the core team. You will see that that we have a little role that says core team, and if you feel like reaching out directly to any one of us, you can. Like, we're not behind some like weird wall. And the fact that we're not like super active in the DAO community on all the open channels is doesn't mean that we're not actually working. You can see our work through the results that we put out week after week after week after week. We haven't been a single week. There hasn't been a single week that we haven't had a release on any on any of our products. Not a single week, right? All right. So the second thing that I wanted to talk about is that I think that we have that we have. I'm not going to say. I think that we have a lot of opportunities to make improvements into the way that we are running our communities. We have made several attempts to kind of make some adjustments, especially after all of the trifecta of IDO, release IDO and airdrop. Like there was a lot of noise, a lot of like people and airdrop hunters and people that were here just because they wanted to collect some meme tokens, and gladly we are past that phase of our existence with the big airdrop that we did before, but we still have to shake off some of the I think some of the things that were stuck with us from those days. And I'm talking the days of January and February, where the airdrop was the main center and the main subject of the conversation for a good portion of our community. Now that we have left that behind us, it is time that we focus on the right things. And I think that that means a number of things that we are still trying to find our north, our compass in the community. We made the community manifesto to try to align things around KPIs. I want to say 3 weeks ago now, beginning of March was that, or midway through March. I think it was March 16th or so that we did the community manifesto, where we have specific allocations set aside for ambassadors, and we have like all the other allocations and emissions that we distribute. The portion of that goes to the community and to projects that are done by the community. And how we organize projects and project work and stuff like that in the community. All of those things are or have been basically attempts, and they're us trying to identify what is the best way to move forward when it comes to some of these things. Unfortunately, some of the decisions that we've made along the process have not been the best ones. I'll give you one clear example. It has become um, to many of us personal distaste that we're not welcoming new members very well in our community. New people that come into the server now find themselves lost. There is the way that we welcome them, and that we put them through a new user journey has fallen out of like the higher quality standard, where there was multiple people ready to answer questions, multiple people ready to walk them through tutorials, or drive into videos and get them to become comfortable inside of the community. And right now, all the conversation is all about money. If you want to ask a question, then you get to earn some mean tokens, and that is just the wrong way of positioning ourselves with, especially when we're looking at a growing community. In the last week, we had over 200 new members arrive. And if you look at the interactions that they've had, some of them are here in the AMA asking very valuable questions. Some of here are present in here. The question that we should ask ourselves as a community is, what is the motivation for those people to be here? Is it because they truly are bought into the mission? Is it because they like what we're doing? Is it because they are a user of the application, because they want to help us grow the community, grow the application, grow and spread the word around their own communities? Or is it because they want to collect 100 mean or $100 worth of mean for asking questions? And those are really hard, sometimes uncomfortable questions to ask ourselves here. And for our moderators, for ambassadors, these are critical questions. And I think that we need to do a little bit of soul searching here and make sure that we don't become a fake community, and that we don't grow this community in the wrong ways by attracting the wrong kind of people. Because if we are only attracting mercenaries into our doors, the minute that we stop paying for asking a question, the questions are going to stop coming and the engagement is going to drop to zero. Anybody that wants to ask a question, ask the question. If you want to participate, participate. If you feel that the products and the applications that we're making and the protocols that we're making are ground shifting, and you understand our vision, you understand our mission, you want to spread the word around, you want to build a business on top of what we're doing in our products, you are going to be welcome with open arms. But we're not going to pay you for asking a question. Ask a question because you want it. Ask a question because, and I know that even today it was already put that we're going to pay some questions. Yes, we're going to pay some questions on that. We're not going to walk back of the things that we already made. I'm talking about moving forward. The outlook of paying for individual engagements, it is not a very good one overall, just to grow the community, right? Growth for the sake of growth is not something that is sustainable. Growth because we want more people, because we're spreading the word, because we're educating the population, because people understand all the benefits that they can get by getting their salaries in real time with our money streams, because they understand that using our multi-signature self-custody solution is a lot better for them. Their assets are more secure. They don't have to be worrying about their wallet being hacked or their assets being moved without permissions. Like, all of those things are what matter. If you care about those things, if you care about self-custody, if you care about trustless, if you care about having a business banking experience that is going to improve your lives and the lives of those around you, and you care that someone is building and putting their life into it, their blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you want to support us, those are the people that we want here. Everybody else that is only and by the way, if that support means that you are willing to put your talents, your efforts, your actual time, and make the investment into the company and into the products and into the organization that is building those products that you love, we will gladly set up aside a project to pay out emissions and distributions for you who are helping us grow. But we will never pay out ever again for a like on Twitter. If
Or
you
a
want to
YouTube
like
subscriber.
what we write, or yes, or being
Yeah.
a YouTube subscriber, or any of those things, that is the wrong incentive. And I'm saying this for new people in the audience and for the ambassadors that are hearing this and for the people that are part of this. If you want to participate in the project with your help, the same way that Tariq and Mo and Mylene and Adele and Palasan and all of us, we are getting a big portion of the money that we receive in mean tokens. And that is our time, our effort. And we're doing it because we believe in what we're doing. This is a long-term strategy for us. If you're here to earn the $100, you can just leave the server right now. This is not the place for you. This project is not a fart that will go away with the wind. This project is going to be here for a very long time. Unless you want to be with us for a very long time, I invite you to find a different form of entertainment. And I'm not saying this with like bad blood or anything like that. I'm just trying to help you as much as I want to help ourselves. This is not a Ponzi scheme. This is not, one of those projects that you want to have irrationally high growth at all costs. No, we want to be here in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years. We want to be here. We want to be here forever. We want to change the face of finance in the global stage. And that requires time, effort, investment, talent, all of the above. And our community needs to be aligned with that vision and that mission. If you are here for the good reasons, we will love to share the revenue with you. We will love to share the emissions. We will love to share everything. You have to, there's plenty, just go read our docs. If not, highly suggest that you take a better path for yourself. This is not it. And this goes for everybody, ourselves included, core team and non-core team. We want a healthy community that is legitimately interested in what we're building, in what we're doing. No fake stuff. Highly discouraged. All right? So, with that being said, it is 10:45. Enough of the somber
However,
stuff. Oh, go.
if someone does want to become like one of those guys I was watching today, was watching the backstory of him, the guy who paid 10,000 bitcoins to buy 2 pizzas.
Okay.
Do you know the backstory of it? I mean, does
Yeah,
anyone
a
know?
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually emailed over 10 pizza places to ask them who's going to take his Bitcoin to give him pizza. And Papa John's was the only one that said, yes, we'll take your 10,000 Bitcoins. So
Yep.
if someone does want to be in that position and be famous in a few years, that's a great way to be, to let go of some of the mean, and then you go like, oh damn.
Yep. It's it, it and it, listen. And I think that it's an important point that you're making, Mo. Like, MeanDAO is not for everybody, and we don't have even the aspiration of being for everybody. Like, we understand that this is, like, some people, this is not what they want, and that's okay if you're one of them. That just means that, the same way that there are some people that like more, I don't know, Android than iPhone, or Android, there's just different things. There are different products, in the banking sector, in the finance sector, and that's fine if we're not one of yours. That just means that it would be a little bit less meaningful of your contribution in our community, right? I just like the part to highlight here is we want legit community members, not fakers. That's it. All right, let's try to answer some questions here. We have some questions to answer here, and I'm going to actually start with this IP Techie Canvas. You've gotten the most votes here from your question. So it says, "Dear Michelle, we the Turks have a saying: those who tell the truth are Kalvars from the 9 villages." Don't know exactly how that means, but I guess you're asking me to tell the truth, which is an oxymoron, because I always tell the truth. So I ask my critical questions taking into this. I ask my critical questions taking this into account. In every AMA, as in every AMA, you will inform us about what has been done. Yes, we do that. Unfortunately, what has been done does not reflect positively in our graph. I presume that you're talking about the price of the meme token. Do you plan to discuss what we are missing in the next AMAs? So we are well aware. So I generally don't like to discuss price, and you've heard me say that before, um, and because I think it, like, most of the time it gets again, like, out of context very, very quickly, and I think people look at price and graphs and stuff like that in a vacuum, and that is a mistake, to start off with. I'm gonna go, like, and try to do the same thing that I did a couple of weeks ago when someone said, well, but we're like, our price is tanking, and I'm gonna go and take, like, the top 10 Solana DeFi projects, and we are smack center on that, of, like, best performing in the last 90 days. So below us we have Saber, which is the curve of Solana. We have the Grave Network, we have Synthetify, we have Solrise. Above us, we have other projects that now have recovered and have done a little bit better than us. Radium recovered, Orca recovered, Mango recovered, Serum recovered. So yeah, but are we like, the market has been very choppy, and we've been in a very sideways moving market, or even downward moving market, over the past few weeks and months by now, and I think that our price is it's accurately reflecting what the market is feeling, and what the market is feeling is not something specific to MeanFi; it's something specific to the entire crypto market. And are we affected by that? Oh, 100%. Are we the only ones affected by that? Not even close. Are we the worst performing project in Solana? Not even close. We're actually on the top of best performing projects in Solana.
We're on the top 4 actually.
Right. So, like,
We're on the top 4. We share that actively on our Twitter as well. If you look at the number of active users and the position that we have, we're the top 4, and we've been holding that place, and our active users has been growing as well.
Yep. So that's another part, right? So, like, our active usage has been pretty steady and growing. The number of people that actively use the project has been very stable and growing. The TVL that we have in our contracts, even though right now we don't have a very nice fancy stats dashboard that you can look that over through, has been active and growing. So we have, like, all of the metrics are, generally speaking, trending in a positive direction. and the reflection of that in the token itself might not be as we are a small cap token. What that means is that comparatively speaking, with some of the largest ones, we're like a third of the of the average token in Solana. We have been live for 5 months. I just want everybody to kind of like not even 5 months, 4 months. Just take a step back, breathe a little bit, and take that in. Okay, 4 months we've been live. Are there other projects that in their first 4 months of life have been like fucking skyrocketing? Absolutely. Good for them. Good for them. They're most likely in a very different category like GameFi or Game Dynamics or something like that. Uh, you know, DeFi projects are suffering a little bit right now. It is a down market for DeFi projects, and it's a down market for the overall crypto market in general. So just take a breath, okay? Nobody's like checking this stuff on a day to day. And again, if you are a trader and you're not with us for the long run, for the long haul, I don't I don't know what to tell you. I don't even owe you any explanation. This is a long-term play. You have to understand what you're doing, and you have to understand it over and across market cycles, not um, in the context of days or weeks or months. All right, we're talking in the context of years, like quite literally, like the engagements that we have with some of the other projects that are a partner and some of the other companies that we're working with on liquidity or market making. These are like 2 year long engagements. 2 years. We just started. We're at the beginning of the first year on most of those things. So like, just breathe and let's move on from this. Like, don't get fixated on this. The market will take its turn. Another cycle will come. Another bull run will come. The market will look at us. It will evaluate what we've been doing, what we've been delivering, and the token will rally the same as all the other tokens. Okay, just like breathe. Number 2 question there from IP Techie Canvas. While I was preparing this question, there were 55K DAO members on our Discord server, 3K appear online. Isn't it thought-provoking that a member who wrote hello to the channel for an hour, despite these numbers, could not find a response? Yes, it is very thought-provoking. Not only is thought-provoking, IP Taking Bass, that is an utter failure of all of our ambassadors and all of our community managers and all of the members of our community that should have been there for you to answer those questions and saying hello and trying to get those people to help you out get on board. And this exact thing is what I was talking to at the beginning. We have to have a healthy onboarding process the same way that we had it before, and have people getting their questions answered, getting welcome, getting guided through the process of becoming part of the Mean community. And that we are failing utterly at. We are doing a very bad job, especially in the last few weeks after all of this adjustment. So a portion of that is probably coming from the CM Manifesto, and some of the decisions that we made there that are not being very welcomed. Some of that has to do with the ambassadors and the people that we have and the community managers and moderators that need to like wake up, and may let this be your wake up call for this stuff. And some of this is probably part of the core team and us, needing to make sure that we have a good representation and someone that is managing the community across the board, and that is taking care of these things all the time and not only part of the time, right? So there's a little bit of a mix on that, IP Techie Canvas, and certainly we're going to be making some adjustments over the coming days on this thing for sure. Do you plan to evaluate such a large community in a more useful way for the development of the project? I think that this is a little bit more of the same. So I'm going to move on to number 3 here. while the Miami conference has started and the community is waiting for good news from there, do you think that it is right to share a join button on our Discord for another project? No, I don't. Another piece that should have probably been evaluated. Normally, we do share or we have shared links to join other Discord servers if and when we are doing, like, for example, some AMA with them, where we bring both communities together, or when we share where they are already partners and we have something in particular that is happening on their server that will also mutually benefit us. But probably, and I don't know which project you're talking about, but whomever did it, it's, in my opinion, totally out of context.
He's referring.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's referring to. Alisa translated that to one of the NFT projects that was promoted. But I do understand his point, and yeah, to answer this, that's a very valid point. We do not want to send our users and adopters and supporters to another server. It should be the other way around, where people should be promoting us on their Discord and getting them to come and join us by saying, look at what they're doing. They're building something and they're going to be around for a very long time.
And sometimes, listen, we've done in the past. If we collaborate, if we have like some mutual co-marketing activities that happens, and part of that co-marketing is that we want to drive people to some of our partner server. I don't see that being a problem. So long that it is like the co part of the marketing is the important part here, right? And also like the timeliness of things, like, making sure that we're not stepping over each other, and that we have like a formal or proper way of announcing things that don't seem like a mixed message. So yeah, I think that there's a little bit of cleanup and mess that went up with that. But right, thank you for the question. Do you agree with my opinion that the real treasure of a project is not the tokens locked in the vault, but the community of people who believe in that project and want to support it? Thank you. 100% IP taking canvas. Yes, the community, the people, the clients, the partners, the vendors, all the ecosystem around a particular project is what makes a project, and almost nothing more. It's almost like, the product itself is the magnet, but what keeps it glued to the fridge is not the magnet anymore. Is the community around it. Yeah, I agree with you with that. Not a problem. Let's see what else here. We have. We believe that's the future of displays. Third question. Oh, that's Alisa making the translation. Thank you, Alisa, for making that translation. Fet T asks, hi Michelle, when we will start using Mean projects to on other projects, shopping, invoice payments? Do you have any plans? Yes, we do have any plan. We're actually right now in the process of building up our growth team, and we're going to be having individual reps and business development people that are going to be expanding the proposition out into the B2B world, into other DAOs, into other projects, and into TradFi companies, into regular businesses that are going to be offering that as part of the business development process. So I don't know shopping, but invoicing and payroll are certainly at the top of our list for that. Yeah. So hopefully soon we'll get some people to some good announcements on that. We've been working on that now for a while. Good question. Thank you, Fetty. What other questions here? Let's see here. Who is your next partnership? I don't know. It depends on when we close on that. I am here and always will be here. My question is how people like us, new members, to get involved in the project and help it grow across the globe. So this is from Emmy Young. Emmy Young is asking, my question is how will people like us, the new members, so like Emmy, he or she is a new member, and I can see that you are, yeah, you just landed on the project, right? How do you get involved with the project, and how do you help grow it and known across the globe? That's a good question, Emmy, and I almost feel tempted to answer it right now. But I think that this is part of what I was mentioning earlier, that we as a community and as community managers, as ambassadors, are failing to address this very simple question that has to do with onboarding new people that want to be part of the Mean Army, that want to be part of the Mean revolution that we're putting together. We are not having the proper welcome for you. We apologize, and we're going to be working on that. But in short, I think that a good starting point would be to probably read a little bit about the community on that community manifesto, and how to contribute across the different skill groups and skill forces, and across the different guilds that we have. Those are the groups of people where you can bring your talents and contribute with your talents, and actually make money while you are contributing and making meaningful contributions with those talents. So thank you for the question. And we do have a lot of growth and opportunities to improve on making sure that people like you are welcome and are well positioned and have the right journey. And I surely will be working with the ambassadors and the mods in the coming days on making sure that this is taken care of. Thank you very much, and please accept my apology on behalf of everybody else. All right, it is a little past 11. It's been a full hour, lots of talking. I am thirsty and I don't have my water bottle with me, but it is Friday and it is a good day. At least where I'm at is sunny, and that means it is time to go out, smell the flowers, kiss your loved ones, and let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go!
All right. We have a lot to do, guys. Future is exciting. I'm glad to have joined by you today. Thank you very much for coming and joining us. Stand by. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing the AMA next week at the same time, but we will put it in the announcement channel. If not, we will make some adjustments and let everybody know, okay? Peace out, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking
everyone.
grow.
Bye.
Ciao.